Hello, welcome to NAFDAC and your rails. My name is Tosin Omolaja. This is the program that brings you all the important information you need to know about NAFDAC. The agency is saddled with the responsibility of safeguarding our health by ensuring that the foods, drugs, cosmetics, and medical equipment made available to us are safe and wholesome. COVID-19 has become the #1 challenge the human race is faced with today. And as Nigeria prepares to take receipt of our first delivery of COVID-19 vaccines, we'll examine NAFDAC's preparedness to ensure these vaccines are safe for Nigerians.
First of all, COVID-19 has affected 58 million, more than 58 million people across the world, more than 1.9 million deaths, and it's barely 1 year now. So it's a very serious pandemic. And the whole world was looking at therapeutics, meaning drugs that can be used. And up till now, there is no official drug that is approved. People have talked about hydroxychloroquine, chloroquine, ivermectin, azithromycin, antibiotics, and dexamethasone. These are all therapeutics that can take care of one thing or the other concerning COVID. The vaccine started getting attention last year, and there was what is called the warp speed to develop vaccines. Right now, as we speak, there are 3 vaccines that have been fully developed and phase 3 clinical trials have been done on it. FDA has approved 2. They are looking at approving the 3rd one, AstraZeneca. The first 2 are the Pfizer and the Moderna. Similarly, UK, EMEA, Health Canada, they've approved 1 or 2 of the vaccines. So the approval process is ongoing in those countries. And in Nigeria or in low middle income countries, the money to invest is not there as such. So what is happening is that there's what is called the COVAX facility. COVAX facility is a group of international partners, Gavi, WHO, UNICEF, to ensure that low middle income countries get access to vaccines. And there are 92 countries in the world that have been highlighted to receive vaccines from COVAX facility. So as we speak, we are waiting to receive the vaccines. But for the vaccines to be used in Nigeria, NAFDAC has to approve.
NAFDAC has been preparing for the COVID-19 vaccines since it first broke out and found its way into Nigeria early 2020. Staff and officers of the agency have received training that focused on the vaccine across various capacities.
NAFDAC has been working since April last year, getting ready for the vaccines. And our staff in R&R, Registration and Regulatory Affairs, DER, Drug Evaluation and Research, Pharmacovigilance, Post-Marketing Surveillance, Laboratories, all these 4 directorates have been meeting almost every week in preparation. And that led to the guidance that is on our website, www.nafdac.gov.ng. You will see a vaccine image. You click it. You will see the guidance that we've been working on. NAFDAC is the first African country to write the guidance. And what is the guidance about? It is to familiarize those who may be interested in submitting their dossiers to NAFDAC for emergency use authorization. So what we are doing right now, while waiting for the dossiers to be submitted by respective manufacturing companies, Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, we are already getting ready to understand the approvals from FDA, the approvals from EMEA. They sent it to us so that we will see how they did theirs. But we cannot do anything until the company submits to us. At that point, they are committing that, okay, they are going to give Nigeria vaccine or for emergency use, and we have submitted our papers to them.
At the moment, NAFDAC has not approved any vaccines for use in Nigeria. However, the agency is already familiarizing itself with all the vaccines approved around the world to aid its approval process.
There are minimal information that would guide the regulatory agency to make its decision, while you now have opportunity for more information to be submitted to support a rolling review based on whatever information or data becomes available as you progress. So for example, if we're looking at the quality aspects of the vaccine, there are certain specifications, parameters that need to be put in place that might not totally 100% be there, but they do not have a negative impact at this time. So you allow time for those submissions to be made. Also, we look at the stability of that vaccine, how stable it is. As you've heard, many of these vaccines now are stable at -70, -80 degrees centigrade, which has an impact on the quality of the vaccine. So you have to make sure that you have information on how that vaccine will perform, even if you have excursions, or if you are going to use different sets, different temperature sets to store the vaccine. So that kind of information is evolving and will continue to evolve as more information becomes available on the vaccine. When you talk about the vaccine also at this time, you have to look also at the manufacturing controls that are put in place. These are very specific things that are put in place to ensure that you have consistency and you have products that meet the set standards over time. These also are rolling. The final data set is not in, but you have a minimal, a baseline that has been set that is sufficient to allow you make that call that that vaccine would be will maintain its quality and can be administered.
Several committees have been set up to evaluate all the different angles and elements associated with this vaccine delivery, and they meet weekly to ensure alignment with global developments as well as local issues.
What we do is to come together after reviewing all the various aspects of the vaccine, including the quality, the clinical aspect, the risk management plan. We come together, we review the entire report and find out if the benefit of taking the vaccine or approving the vaccine outweighs the risk involved in the vaccine, in the risk associated with taking the vaccine. And so if this is the case, as the benefit outweighs the risk, then we can consider that vaccine can be considered for approval. But where the risk far outweighs the benefit, then we can place that vaccine on hold pending when we receive further information that will, tilt the balance, the balance ratio otherwise. So that's the primary essence of the committee. The quality aspect. We observed that for the drug substance, that is the immunogenic mRNA, what were the things that were looked at were the control of the source and starting materials of biologic origin, including the cell banking system and its characterization. The manufacturing process, controls, and process validation were also critically looked at. The characterization, specifications, control of drug substance, and selection of reference materials. And then the container closure system for the drug substance was also critically looked at. As for the drug product, that's the finished drug product, the following informations were assessed. Firstly, the pharmaceutical development, the description and composition of the novel COVID-19 mRNA vaccine, the development and description of manufacturing process, process control, critical steps, and control and batch formula were critically assessed. The process validation was also evaluated, specifications, justification of specifications, quality control of the vaccine, including description and validation of the analytical methods. The reference materials were also assessed, vaccine batch analysis, characterization of impurities, and justification of specification. Also, the vaccine container closure system were looked at. Of critical importance is the stability and then the stability commitments. These were very well assessed. And then the information facilities, key equipment used in the manufacturing of the vaccines were also looked at. Vaccines are very special products. First of all, you are giving this product to healthy individuals who are not sick, and they are also, and you are giving it to a very large population. So you want to be very careful to be sure that what you are giving them is safe, is of good quality, and is also efficacious. So in evaluating these batches, we want to be sure that the manufacturer has gotten the manufacturing process under control. So in doing by so doing, we can be confident that each time the manufacturer produces a batch, it will be of consistent quality, the same quality as what was approved when the product was analyzed initially. So this is why it is very critical that several batches are analyzed, they are assessed to ensure that the manufacturer has gotten the manufacturing process under very good control. And when you do this, it will show, you can be sure that if anything is about to go wrong, before it even goes wrong, the manufacturer would have been able to detect it.
NAFDAC's regulatory activities and monitoring begins right from the point of entry into the country. This guarantees that every single batch of vaccine that enters into the country is accounted for and therefore can be tracked.
At the point at which these vaccines will be coming into the country, we are going to be scanning them using the post-inspection data capture and risk management system. It's going to be integrated also with the product traceability information system, so that as the officers at the port are releasing the consignments using the PCAMS application, that's the post-inspection data capture and risk management system, they will be able to automatically transfer the events data that is related to the movement of the COVID vaccines to the traceability information system.
We'll take a short break now. Don't go away.
Wane ne?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Barka da yau.
Ina gajiya.
Ina uwar gida da yara.
Sannu da zuwa.
Sannu.
Sannu ko?
Zo ka je wajen Karo. Ka siyo kawunka barasa mai sanyi.
Abba koma ka zauna. Haba yaya, kuskure ne a aika yaro da bai kai shekaru 18 ba sayan barasa. Don yin haka kaga zai sa shi ma ya so sha'awan ya sha. Ba ni kuɗin na sayo.
Ai ban sani bane.
Na taɓa faɗa maka.
Ya kamata a dinga kiyayewa. Don ma'aikatan NAFDAC tana gargaɗi da jama'a. da su guji tura yaran da ba su kai shekaru 18 ba sayan barasa.
Ba zan sake ba.
Hakika ya zama wajibi ga mu iyaye da masu saye da sayarwa da dai duk jama'a a tabbatar an sa ido wanda bai kai shekaru 18 ba shi da mu'amala da barasa don haɗarinta. Ya zama wajibi ne mu haɗa kai don samun nasara.
Wannan saƙo ne na musamman daga Distillers and Blenders Association of Nigeria da hukumar NAFDAC tare da ma'aikatan lafiya ta tarayya.
Welcome back. If you're just joining in, you're watching NAFDAC and your else. Verifying the efficacy and safety of the vaccines is one of the primary responsibilities of NAFDAC. Therefore, the agency has fully prepared its vaccines and biologicals laboratory to test and certify that these vaccines are good enough for the Nigerian population.
Our lab is ready to test vaccines, and they test it lot by lot, because you don't make vaccines and keep it for 20 years. You make one lot, and then when it's all exhausted, you get another one. So our lab is ready. Although we are planning to build a vaccine lab, a modern vaccine lab, but we can still manage with what we have. We're supposed to immunize 70 to 80% of our population. So the 20% that COVAX is delivering is just 40 million. So if you are now looking at 70 to 80%, you are looking at 140, 160 million people. At that point, the vaccines are now rolling in lots, and we can test at that point. Our lab has been getting ready for different testing, which we weren't doing before. But COVID-19 has given us a lot of opportunities to learn, to increase our capacity.
NAFDAC, as an agency of government, saddled with the responsibility of ensuring that whatever vaccine is made available to Nigerians are safe and efficacious, has put its laboratories on ready mode to conduct all required testing. NAFDAC's vaccine laboratory is ISO 17025 certified, which confers on it the ability to run such tests according to global standards. However, there is being general cynicism towards the COVID-19 vaccines globally. In Nigeria, NAFDAC, with its long-standing experience in handling vaccines, is able to guarantee the safety of any vaccine it puts its stamp on for the immunization of the Nigerian population.
In NAFDAC laboratory, we have been adding vaccines for many, many years. So vaccines is not something that is new to us at all. So as for the COVID-19 vaccines, I want to assure the public that it's not something to be afraid of, because we've had many vaccines in time past. We've had the measles, we've had polio, we've had the yellow fever. So we've had so many vaccines that we've used in time past. So vaccines are not something for us to be afraid of. So with these COVID-19 vaccines, I want to assure the public that there should be no fear at all. They should not be afraid concerning the vaccines. We deal with the veterinary vaccines. We deal with human vaccines in NAFDAC, and we have experts. We have the expertise to assure you that whatever comes to the country, comes to Nigeria, we can guarantee the quality of the vaccine that is going to go into the public for use. So we'd like to tell you that in NAFDAC here, we have experts, we have competent staff, we have equipment, we have the ability, the competence, whatever it is that we need to guarantee the safety of vaccines that will be used in Nigeria.
Maintenance of the vaccine cold chain is perhaps one of the most critical aspects of vaccine storage. And NAFDAC has within its laboratories some of the best quality standard equipment to ensure this.
The Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine is to be stored between minus 60 and 70 degrees C. Here in the laboratory, we have ultra-low freezer. This ultra-low freezer can actually go as low as minus 90. As I'm standing beside it now, this ultra-low freezer is minus 84. And this is where we keep such allied products for testing in the laboratory. So any product that is heat sensitive, that has to be stored at very, very, very low temperature, we put them here. So if the samples of the vaccines come at any time to the lab for testing, we put them in this ultra-low freezer to maintain the recommended storage temperature. Apart from this, we have other storage devices, chambered like a nitrogen tank. The nitrogen tank we have here can go as low as minus 190 degrees C for products that needed to be stored at much lower temperature, close to minus 200, minus 190. We use nitrogen tank for them.
We have different equipment that can be used for storage. Unlike the the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine that requires minus 70 degrees for storage, we have the ultra-low freezer there that can accommodate temperature range within minus 70 to minus 85. So we have the ultra-low that is functional and calibrated. So if it is the COVID-BioNTech vaccine that we are having, we have the equipment to store it prior to testing. So we are not, and if it is another vaccine that requires a much lower temperature, that requires a higher degree of cryopreservation, we have the cell bank there that is being maintained with liquid nitrogen. And liquid nitrogen can give you temperatures between minus 192 degrees and minus 196 degrees. So we have the cell bank there that we can store such vaccines. And if it's the Moderna vaccine that is at minus 25 degrees, minus 15 to minus 25 degrees, we have freezers that is recommended for such storage. And if it is 2 to 8, there are a lot of fridges that we can use.
This is how much we can take on the program today. Next week, we'll conclude our edition on NAFDAC's preparedness for the COVID-19 vaccines, where we will examine, amongst other things, the various technological inputs the agency has put in place to ensure the safety of every Nigerian that receives the vaccines. Join us same time, same station next week for another informative package. In the meantime, if you have comments, complaints, or you want to report activities of fake drugs or adulterated food product peddlers, our doors are always open. You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322. You may also email NAFDAC at nafdac.gov.ng. If you have complaints about any form of misconduct, you can reach the Reforms Unit via email, reforms@nafdac.gov.ng, or call the Reforms hotlines on 0909 763 0506 or 0909 763 0507. NAFDAC, customer focused, agency minded.
Come inside, oh. Tayo. Abeg, come sit down. Sit down.
Wait, Mama Junior and Junior now.
We there, yeah.
Mama, the mama.
Hey, Junior, quick. Come go buy alcohol for your uncle for Auntie Caro shop.
No. Go sit down, Junior. No, now, bros. What do you want to do so? You don't know, say, if you send Junior to go buy alcohol like this, small time now, AI go begin enter am. Himself go want to drink alcohol for this in small picking age. Ha! Bros, abeg, give me the money. Make I go buy am by myself.
I been no know.
Wait, I tell you before.
NAFDAC talk say alcohol na no for pikin wey never reach 18 years.
I no go send am that kind of message again.
Yes, so my people. Na me, you, parents, guardians, marketers, and even retailers sef suppose stop small pikin dem make they no dey drink alcohol for this week community o. Join us today. Na Distillers and Blenders Association of Nigeria, NAFDAC, and Federal Ministry of Health bring una this message o.
COVID-19 is real. Please ensure you and your family follow the safety measures as outlined by the NCDC. Stay away from crowded places as much as possible, and if you must be out there, please wear a face mask. Wash your hands regularly with soap and water, and ensure you use only NAFDAC-approved alcohol-based hand sanitizers. See you next week. Stay safe.